In this tutorial, we are going to understand the object-oriented programming approach. So there are basically two types of programming approach. There is imperative type of programming approach. The second is functional programming approach. If you are okay with imperative and functional programming approach, then only I recommend you to go for object-oriented programming approach. Because in the object-oriented programming approach, a lot of concepts need to be very clear while writing the program. So first learn how to write the program with normal methods, with functions, and then go for an object-oriented approach. In this tutorial, I'm going to cover some of the important aspect of object-oriented programming. And object-oriented program is very popular among many people, many programmers. The reason behind when you write programming OOPM, you add a lot of features and lot of things can be possible with OOPM concept, object-oriented programming methods. So first part is we will going to understand three important things. One is class, second one is object, and third one is attribute. So class basically define the rule for creating that object. Class define the rules for creating that object. Now this becomes slightly heavy to understand, but with one example I can make you understand this. So we have a bike maker, that is a class. We have a bike, that is a bicycle, we can say, which has an attribute like color, size and type. And we have some methods for this bicycle, and that is it can turn left, right and slow down. I'll just repeat one more time. The class is a bike maker. The second one, this bike which we have made, or cycle we have made, which has attributes, and that attributes are color, size and type. And we have a method of operating on this attribute, on this class, and that is turn left, right and down. So this is a very interesting way to understand this. I'll take one more example to make you understand in terms of Python. So suppose we have a class called as a list, which has an object like 15.9, 12.4, 64.0. These are the object, and we have attribute is a data type in the list, and we have method which we can apply on this object are extend and index. Okay, great. So we have understood what is class, what is object, what is attribute and what is method. Okay. The class or the object are created using basically class, and which are actually the focal point of the OOP concept. So how to create a class? First, I'm creating a class for a list, and we have a class name as a list. We have a init method, and we have self, integer and float. I've intentionally written a float as this way because the float is keyword in the Python. So it will create error if you write float as float because that is a keyword. Now I'm passing these two lists inside it, and I can create a class. The class has been created. The code define a class name list, and which has two attributes, integer and float, and the class can use to create two separate objects of that class. Okay. Now the classes. First we have a rectangle. One more example. We have a rectangle. Rectangle we have width and height, and we can print the color also. So this way a class is created. The init method. The init method is the most important method in the class. This is called when a std or an object is been created using a class name as a function. So we are using init method at the def. Okay, so the class can be created using init method. Okay, great. Now I'm going for a method. So method in the class is very important. Class can have other methods defined as a functionality to them. Remember that all the methods must have self with their first parameter. This parameter are accessed using same dot syntax as attributes. So in this we have two methods, and that is integer and float. Oh, sorry, we can apply the methods on integer and float. Okay. Now similarly inheritance. Inheritance provide a way to share a functionality between the classes. And imagine a several classes like we have horse, dog, and rabbit, so on, so many animals inside one class. So we can create a class such a way. That's called basically inheritance. Okay. So subclass that inherit from one class to other is called subclass. Okay, great. So these are the concepts which are very much useful for object-oriented programming. There is an encapsulation also, and we can provide certain kind of security data sharing. We can lock our data as per requirement. Once you are comfortable with the normal programming method of Python, you can go for a object-oriented kind of stuff also. So I hope the concept which I covered for object-oriented programming is clear to you. Wish to see you to do the program in object-oriented approach. Stay tuned. Thank you very much.